Hi! Hello everyone! I'm back to do the coning up part of the throwing on the wheel process. So coning up is really useful for you're trying to homogenize the clay together. So it really helps to mix the clay because you're kind of forcing it up together and then you're pushing it back down and that clay is going to be mixed. It also helps to eliminate any air bubbles because they get pushed up through the middle and out through the top. And also it's another tool in your arsenal in order to help you center the clay. So that's the main reasons why we cone up is those three things. Okay, so again, you're going to need your sponge in your dominant hand. So my dominant hand is my right hand. And you're going to need it full of water. And you're going to want your left elbow in the crook of your hip. And I'm going to make sure that my clay is nicely moist. And it doesn't matter if your clay goes off center during the coning up part of the process, because as you cone back down, it will be pushed back in. So don't panic as you're pulling up that it gets a bit wobbly, because it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm gonna push my clay with my body weight against the wheel, which is going at full speed, and then I'm going to be pulling it with this part of my right hand in towards me. I'm just going to gently hold on to my sponge just so that I don't have to keep going back to the water all the time, which potentially could pull the clay off center. So I'm just going to push against that clay. So this is kind of the shape that I have with my hands. So the clay is in the middle here, and I'm pushing my wrists together, so this part of my hands together, and that's forcing the clay up into that cone shape. Now if you find you're getting kind of like a volcano going on, so you're getting a crater in the middle, then try keeping your hands lower down on the clay and just pushing them towards each other. So the only place that that clay can go is up. And you want to keep your hands nice and low, and that allows the clay that's in the middle of this cone here to rise up and to fill that crater. And you want to make sure that you give that clay enough time to move, because you're asking it to move quite a long way if you think about it. So make sure that you keep your hands steady and in the same place for long enough, because so many potters move their hands because they get frustrated and want to try something new, but actually they just haven't give the clay enough time to actually respond to what it's asked of. Okay, so this is the cone shape that you're after, and then I'm going to push back down, keeping that clay nice and steady. And then that goes into that nice disc shape that we had before, and it's perfectly centered. If you found that helpful, then you might be interested to know that I share lots of other monthly tutorials over in my Pottery Club. There's a lovely community over there, and we help each other out and troubleshoot and share our work and generally support each other whilst we're learning pottery. So go and have a look. Okay, bye!